Peace and Black Power family. Welcome to another episode of Do Knowledge Radio. Place where knowledge is born. This is your host, Knowledge Born a Lot. We here at the prelude to the prophecy, the precipice of the revival weekend, a weekend of insurrection, education, motivation, and negrophilia death. Understand? So we happy, we excited to have one more again in the mix, the organizer, the one who was strong enough to answer this ancestral call for these warrior Africans to gather again today and African warrior trench worker, Baba Aleous in the building, and the motivation for African revolution, our own sister Tree in the building. What's going on? Black Power, be between me, afros and dashikis. What's going on?
Peace and Black Power, family. Peace and Black Power. What's going on? Hey, I'm glad to be in this guerrilla gathering. You know what I'm saying? One last time before we get together and head into battle. So let's give it to the people. Raw, uncut, bloody knife. Rusty bloody knife.
Rusty bloody knife. So yesterday we did a little overview of some of the things, and now today we want to spend some time in the schedule and the lineup. So what's kind of your mindset going in with the people you got kind of setting the tone on Saturday? Let's get into those people right there.
Well, brother, I'm going to tell you now. If the people are not ready to be awakened, if the people not ready to be inspired, if the people not ready to get information that's going to have them look the enemy eye to eye, stand toe to toe, smell his breath, because we're going to be that close. Because one of the things that all of our teachers have taught is, those closest to the enemy are usually the leaders. I'm not saying that any of us are leaders, but I'm definitely saying that you got some real teachers, you got some real Asafos that's coming in to, bang on that beast. So the first thing we always want to do, anytime you get a gathering of African people together, we want to make sure we welcome in the ancestors and the yet unborn. We want to welcome in those African deities to be in the building, to bless our gathering, to approve of us coming in their name. So to invoke and evoke all of that African wisdom and have them wrap this event in a shroud of African protection. We're going to open up everything with Queen Jazeera. And, if you've ever seen her do her thing, it's going to be one of those situations where the ancestors will be welcomed. They'll be glad to be amongst us. And I think that we're taught that the African woman is closest to divinity because she's able to bring forth life. Right? The life passes through her vessel to get here. So it's only apropos that, we have one of the baddest sisters in the so-called conscious community, knock, and seek the ancestors. So she's going to start us off, man. And I think it's going to be a brilliant start, a blacknificent start, a blacktastic start to us beginning this revival, us beginning this revolutionary revival. Then once we, open those doors for us to commence the work of, this intellectual guerrilla warfare, we're going to turn the reins over to, Brother Black Panther. And Brother Black Panther, man, I'm telling you, it's going to be, whoo! It's how those times where people go to talk about different things and you start throwing around different things to talk about different things you're going to build on, and you find out there's so much of our history that we just don't know about yet. And so one of the things that we looked at when we were discussing what he was going to build on, we looked at the Mahi Mahi Rebellion, and that's Maji Rebellion. And I think it's going to be one of those things that people are going to learn a lot from. You know, they're going to learn about our resilience. They're going to learn about our power, our willingness to fight for that sovereign liberation at all costs. We have, you know, a brother out of Nigeria who's going to do a build on, and I want to make sure I say his name right, and I apologize because I have a difficult name, but it's Oguaya, Oguaga. How would y'all say that? How would y'all say that?
Oguaya.
But the brother, you know, he has a beautiful build on Thomas Sankara, the upright man, you know. So you don't get no better than that, because again, you know, like we kind of, you know, talked about briefly yesterday, we have so many Africans who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for us to move forward toward liberation. And I'm pretty sure when, you know, Baba Sankara decided to take Burkina, well, actually it was Upper Volta at that time, when he decided to take Upper Volta back and he changed the name to Burkina Faso, the land of the upright man. He knew that, you know, he was dealing with death merchants, because that's what the French are. You know, I remember one time I asked one of our scholars who was if you had to categorize, you know, the level of fuckery that, you know, who gauges in the most fuckery when you look at the European horde, he said the French. And I'm like, why? He said, because everybody else just want to work at the can't say morning, can't say night. But the French, they want to be invasion of body snatchers. They want to go inside you and make you French. So, you know, the fact that, you know, Baba Sankara knew that what he was dealing with, but he still moved forward, trying to, you know, make African people again. We have to spend more time talking about him, honoring, you know, him, and building so that, you know, his legacy can grow, and we can give that to our children so they have something to aspire to, other than, you know, Barack Obama. I mean, Obama Nation. I mean, what's the man name? 47, 40. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyways, you know, I'm gonna pass it over to Trill, because we have a fill-in. One of our lecturers ended up falling ill. We hope he gets well soon. So this is Trill. Who else we have in that late 9 o'clock hour?
Oh, we have the brother Obasi Kente. He is a African warrior and teacher out of the Atlanta, Georgia area. The brother is profound, strikingly African upright, and he's going to bring the lecture. I'm sorry, let me look up the lecture, because he did, because we had to have a feeling. This brother is dynamic because he picked up the baton. We had a brother who had fell ill, and he picked up the baton immediately with no quorums.
The name of his lecture is Putting Us Back Together.
Putting us back together, because we are a
Humpty Dumpty.
Woo, Humpty Dumpty.
Osarian. Humpty Dumpty.
All the kings. All the kings.
Thomas Sankara was yesterday, 1987.
Okay.
On the real day of the formation of the new Black Panther Party, or the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, also 1966. Not today, like I've seen some of these would-be revolutionaries posting, but it's the weekend.
Okay.
You get away with it. It's Black Panther Party weekend. You understand?
Okay.
Man March weekend and all that ish. You know. It's going down.
All right.
It's going down.
It's definitely going down, family. It's definitely going down. But the thing about it is, even though, you know, the 9 o'clock hour is going to be, you know, full of thunder, the 11 o'clock hour is just as vicious. We're coming back with Dr. Maya, and Dr. Maya is going to be building on medical apartheid. I mean, you know, everybody, you know, has kind of seen Sister Harriet Washington's book, but it's one of those books that's daunting because it's so thick. In fact, I'll show you. Hold on one second.
It's the reason, though it's thick, it can seem daunting. The fact that it is a constant page turner makes it not daunting at all. Like it was a book I only put down because I was finna tear something up. It's a book. It's a page turner. You won't know it's daunting.
No, well, it's not daunting to me. I've read it several
It wasn't daunting to me either. It's a page turner. Like, no, there are some books that because you have to study to get through, they can seem daunting because they require a student. But that is a page turner, like left, right. It reads like a horror movie.
Right, correct. Well, it's funny. Speaking of horror movie, if you pay attention to the HBO homophilic show Lovecraft, a lot of the things that's in Lovecraft comes right out of medical apartheid. Someone there has read that. So, but yeah, she's gonna come and she's gonna make it plain. And when I say it's daunting, trust me. And I want to just go back to this. I'm not saying to the people who care to know, but those non-readers, a lot of time, and it's a lot of us as non-readers, and like I'm not putting that on us because Dr. Amos Wilson said this: everything that's maladaptive in our behavior was put there by people who are our enemies to make us or have us benefit them. Right. And I always say this, if you look at, anti-African intellectualism, there's a genesis. There's a genesis for that. And I always tell people this. All you got to do is just but you got to get past that. But there's just a little bit of research. And I always say, look back at the Asiento de Negro. Y'all know what that is?
No.
The Asiento de Negro is basically, okay. So, remember back in the day, everybody was Spanish, or your grandma was Spanish, or you wanted your little Spanish girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Not me, of course, because I've always loved Africans. If you don't believe it, check my resume. That's all I'm going to say, right? So, but the thing that we seem to forget is the Spanish were the second European horde to enslave us. So what they did was they came up with all these Asiento doctrines. Well, one of them, the Asiento de Negro doctrine, said, hey, listen, don't let them motherfuckers write. They were the first to outlaw us or outlawed us to have the ability to read and write. And from that, and I came in, it was 15, 18, 15 something, you know what I'm saying? But it was early 1500s. And that's where that anti-intellectualism comes from. You dig? So, because at the end of the day, if you have us reading, you have us writing, you have us reading those signs again, we probably was going to kill something, build something, and get us back home. So that's what I
thought it was because everything ain't in a book, and you ain't got to read to be smart.
I bet you won't do that. Hey, and I always say this, then why the hell they always burning books? Because they went in the University of Alexandria and burnt. Well, I'm sorry.
What was that? Get that reference one more time, because we got like black and brown pride people that be running around here with berets on their fucking head. Can you get that reference one more time?
Sister Tria or me?
No, you.
The Asiento doctor.
Oh, the Asiento de Negro. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they're listen. The Black and Brown Coalition is something that somebody made up a long, long time ago. That ain't true.
They sprouted it though. They sprouted it. They got the curly kids. They got the curly kids to prove it.
But see, this is the thing about it. This is what happened. And this, my grandma. See, my grandmother's, my mom's grandma was born in Cuba, right? And because they enslaved them there and they brought them there, and she'll tell you. And my great grandma, because I'm gonna say I knew her growing up. Like I was a grown man when she died. It was real because like and nobody knew her age. Like she was like old as like old, and nobody knew. She didn't even know how old she was. And she said, "Baby, there's certain people that speak Spanish." She said, "It's the white man that speaks Spanish." I'm doing like she was going to select that. He said, then it's us slaves that speak Spanish. And then when they raped us, or she didn't say us, she said when they raped the women, they had babies and they speak Spanish. And that's where the confusion comes in. Now,
you bring somebody somewhere, it don't change who they are. When you kidnap somebody and bring them somewhere, it don't change who they are. And the evidence that we found in their culture. Now, those other mutations that come from what you call it, the free love era. You can tell who they are and where they
I don't know
come.
what you're talking about because I don't look like nobody in Africa. Like Africans don't even have my features. I don't look like an African. They look different. Because I'm an Israelite. I skipped over all of Africa and then they picked me up on the ports because you don't know nothing about my life, man. These ain't African. These ain't African locks. They Hebrew.
Hey.
Let me stop. Listen, we having some African time. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. I'm good.
Hey, well,
they cool till they say they ain't black. Even the ones who say they ain't black, that's fine. They identified themselves where they belong. Stay your ass over there. Don't come over here. Okay. Yeah, because it's amongst us that they identified the spots that they in, and that's where they need to be.
Man.
You know,
so who's next on the program? Because
when you catch them, you sneaking around in your backyard, then that's there. So you said back to the program. My bad. Back to the program.
Oh, because the next thing you got to talk about Pangea, because the black man, he ain't got a birth certificate. So when the earth was all together, we indigenous. But that's another story. So we got that new Black Panther, African, field marshal coming through.
Right.
King Samir. So he gonna be rugged and raw. This is what I heard. I heard the organizer told King Samir, listen, take the muzzle off. Take the muzzle off.
You told King the organizer?
I don't know. The muzzle. Take the muzzle off.
Who in the hell left the gate open? Y'all do not want to miss it. I want all y'all there for King Samir because he gonna tell you what's in my heart.
So
there's gonna be nothing left for me on Sunday. Ain't nothing gonna be left on Sunday. I tell you.
What happened to the prophecy of the prophet? They ate it all. They ate it all.
They ate it all, and if King Samir can hear me, scorch earth. We ain't coming back. We only gonna do this one time. So there is if the immortal prophet had tiptoed through the tulips, there wouldn't have been no prophecy. If Huey, when he got pulled over, would have been trying to plead and doing the hands up, don't shoot, or Black Lives Matter, or that kind of Panther, there wouldn't have been no prophecy. You dig? So why are we going, act as if this enemy isn't real? Why are we going to act like, our people don't need to see real examples of warriorhood? Why are we going to act as if, it's okay to put cream in the coffee? Nah, we need to be strong and be proud of our strength. Sometimes you got to give it to African people straight no chaser, because global white terror domination gives it straight no chaser. Think about it. A few months ago, they had it all over the internet, on every television, a man jogging, and they gunned him down, and they played it over and over and over and over again. They choked the man out with their knee. They had it on every social media, every, news outlet, any type of media they can get it on, and they played it over and over and over again. So if we come and we talking about we're moving from an African center, we talking about, we, are moving in the same vein of some serious African warriors, but yet we, our teeth chattering, and we ain't saying it's okay what we said. You think what we said is okay? And we scratching our head when it ain't itching, or we dancing and it ain't no damn music. At some point, nobody's going to take us serious. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cause legions of sincere African warriors to join the ranks of eunuchs, Askaris, Negroes, homos, promos, and they'll be enemies of themselves. They're going to be the leaders of menticide. They're going to champion menticide. So, I think that if this is the prophecy of the prophet, and this is really a revolutionary revival, then we need those who know. We need those who can articulate. We need those who can give it to the people in the language that they can understand and appreciate, so they can make better decisions for themselves, for their family. They can represent their ancestors and move forward, and they can build a space and place that the unborn can return to and be safe. Then we have to lead by example, as a teacher by craft, because there is no such thing as a professional anything under global white terror for an African, right? So when I teach, I don't play games. I teach. So we gonna teach, and whatever style that each of us have individually that can help us articulate that message, then that's what we need to come with. So who in the hell finna sit here and stymie, King Submit? You'll be a damn fool. You talking to me?
I'm remember that on Sunday.
Hey, listen, if brother KBA don't do nothing but be his real deal self, don't nobody want it.
They ain't never seen it.
Well, guess what? If it don't matter, they see not, they're gonna be able to feel it. They're gonna be able to feel it.
Busy, on my post, walking my post in the perfect manner, taking charge of my post and all Black Nation property and view, them general orders that folks have that they use. But I got to come off my post, and I got to leave charging my post to somebody so I can come in here. And I'm thankful because I don't get invited places. Only places I go is the places that I put on. It's one man, and I'm going to shout him out right now, who invited me to 2 places. Tutmost St. Carl, our brother, invited me to 2 places. So I, like Dr. Kyle, peace be upon him, like Minister King Samir Shabazz, peace, blessings be upon that warrior. If we don't put it on, we don't get put on. Sister Crystal Muhammad, we don't put it on, we don't get put on. And the despised and the rejected ones get sought after in times like this. That African proverb that says, no one loves a warrior until his enemy at the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Then they pull you in, They pull you in, and then they whisper to you right before you go on stage, like they do Sister Tria, and say, hey, I know you're Black, and with this crowd, can you give us Diet Black today? Can you give us a little Diet Black? Not full on Black. or they book you and then they use your promotion for a draw and then tell you that they don't need you. You've been through that. Been through that right there. Or they use a likeness to have people come to Africa to see you and you was never invited.
Listen.
Been through that. Use my likeness on the flyer to be in South Africa with people I wouldn't sit in a room across the street with here without me.
That's all right though. You in the room with Africans this time. But
this is something. It's remarkable for me to say the least, because the despised and rejected, the ones who given their life and still live, they're still here. We political prisoners without the bars.
Mm-hmm.
We political prisoners in the hole, in isolation, in segregation amongst our people. So because we don't tiptoe, because we stand strong, and because there's no concessions for your white bitch or the faggot you want to be. So because of that, there's no room. If it was a little bit of yield in there, just a tiny little bit, and say, if I said some shit like it don't matter who you love and what you do in the privacy of your own home, I'd be everywhere. And I'd be dead the next day. Because my ancestors don't want no sucker representing them. My ancestors. I don't know the ancestors. My ancestors don't play. They don't play with me, and they don't play about me. So I guess for the sanctity and the safety of whatever kind of shit suckers do, I ain't involved in it. I go where I'm loved, not where I'm tolerated. So, it just bugs sometimes when you see certain stuff where you think like, oh, okay, maybe I could go support and be a part of. That shit going. Then you go around and you look around and you see who there. Then you're like, that's why I ain't want to be part of this shit. Oh, that's why I ain't getting no invitation.
And that ain't where you're supposed to be.
Right. Some of them drum circles look a little disgusting.
Absolutely filthy.
Mm-hmm. Some of them festivals look disgusting.
Look like they smell like ho-hum.
And but
doom. We ain't got time.
So who next on the list?
Hey, it ain't your bad, it's your good, because sometimes people need to hear the truth. You dig? There's nobody in interrupt you. You want to know why? Because the truth need to be told. We can't always be polite with it. At some point, we have to stand firmly 10 toes down.
We can't literally or figuratively be polite about it.
It just don't work that way. At some point, motherfuckers gonna think you soft, and they're gonna step two.
Shit. Bless their heart and their jaw.
I mean, Trill tell you, you know what I'm saying? I like it. I like when they do that kind of stuff because I want to see it still real. That's just me. But what you say, Tree? What you say?
He like it.
Well, not anymore. I'm getting old. You know what I'm saying? So I keep me a pocket rocket on me now.
I'm getting too old to be tussling with you.
You know what I'm saying? It might not be the way they want it to be. But man, we got Dr.
That's what old fighters say. I'm getting too old to be tussling with you. I'm gonna shoot you.
I'm gonna shoot the shit out you. But like I said, we got Dr. Philae. Dr. Philae, you know what I'm saying, is gonna come hard and strong. She's gonna do the Million Woman March Revisited. And from what I hear, now let me tell y'all something. From what I hear, we supposed to have some very special things coming our way. And it's supposed to be. I'm not even gonna let the cat out the bag. But when I'm telling y'all. What I'm telling y'all, listen, be in the number for that lecture. You're going to hear some voices that you never considered or you never imagined would be a part of such a ragtag production. But this is real, y'all. This is real. So, like I said, man, be in that number because she going to bring it. And you know what I'm saying? What she's willing to bring to the table, it's gonna be awesome, man. I'm super excited about it. Because it's gonna be awesome. Man. Hey, that's what we're here for. After that, I think we got a real little short. I think we got a little intermission, and then we're gonna come back clean. We're gonna come back clean with Field African Radio. And if you heard them boys last time, I'm gonna tell you this. If you weren't in the number of KBA, hold that up again. Hold that up again.
That was quick.
I want you to hold it real quick. I got something to tell you.
My brother, quick.
Listen. If you have an opportunity, I'm gonna say this again. if you saw what was in his hand, it might be in your best interest to stop by Dr. Filet. That's all I'm gonna say. It might be in your best interest. Because from what I hear, I heard she done did some things. I heard, you know what I'm saying, she's a master smuggler. That's what I hear. I heard she's a master smuggler. I heard she's a master smuggler. I heard she gonna pull some things. Huh?
We're gonna keep on. We can keep it moving, okay? Keep it moving.
Okay. All right. But you heard what I said, didn't you? I heard Dr. Filet is a master smuggler, and what you just had in your hands, we may get some new stuff tomorrow. So if you did not catch 100 Years in the Whirlwind and you miss Field African Radio, man, you miss some young brothers who can lay it down politically. They got a political rap. They can dissect some stuff. They can analyze some stuff like no other. So they're gonna be back in the building. They're gonna be laying it down. They're gonna be looking at stuff, you know what I'm saying, from yesterday, from today, and they're gonna make it plain. We got the brother Geechee Motivator coming in. Geechee Motivator gonna be doing his build on Jean-Jacques Dessalines, the Merciless. You know, I remember one time I read in J.A. Rogers' book, they say Jean-Jacques Dessalines said, an atrocity for an atrocity. So every time you do some shit, I'm gonna do some shit. They said, you know, the French would go into Haiti and do crazy shit. So the next day, you know, Jean-Jacques Dessalines would take 100 or 100 to 500, you know, French soldiers, and he would basically have them impaled on the giblets. Isn't that what it's called? The big stick things. And like, you know what? I think I want to go home. I don't feel too good. So, you know, again, you know, he was coronated in October. I think it's October 5th, 1802. So again, you know, the prophecy of the prophet is real. We have Sister Afi. Sister Afi is coming, you know, with her build on Nat Turner, and she's going to talk about reclaiming that image. You know, how, you know, the power of reclaiming that image, because they like to whitewash it. You know, we have, you know, the Nate Park, excuse me, you know, image of Nat Turner. And though, you know, there were a lot of truths he had in the story, you know, we ain't see no baby die. We ain't seen no, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they killed no white females. So, you know, we're going to reclaim that. And we definitely, I hope she, you know what I'm saying, steps to James Baldwin's homophile white lover, William Styron. Because, you know, we like to, you know, talk that, you know, like, say that again?
You cussing on him?
No, I didn't cuss. Oh, but I'm finna cuss. Because people like this. People like to say stuff like, you know, James Baldwin is a hero. And I'm still trying to figure out how he's a hero. And according to William Styron, he gave William Styron the idea for James Baldwin. I mean, excuse me, for the immortal prophet Nat Turner to be homosexual in his novel. I'm just saying. That's something to consider. Then we have Baba Ojeteti. Baba Ojeteti is going to come with that practical self-defense. And let me tell you something. Baba Ojeteti going to show you how to kill somebody with a Sharpie. I've seen it. The bodies are, you know what I'm saying, Bankhead, listen, the body's bare over there. That's all I'm going to say. You know, then we have Sister Crystal Muhammad coming in. Let me tell y'all something about Crystal Muhammad. I don't know if y'all know or not, but the other day they did a march in Louisiana. Did y'all happen to see that?
No.
And somebody went to shooting. Sister Crystal didn't flinch. I seen it with my own eyes. She looked, saw where the fire was coming from, tactically moved, sat up, and basically got him online. I'm like, who is this woman? When, you know, I mean, I've heard people say the black woman is God. The black woman's a warrior too. The black woman's a warrior, and she was there to collect teeth. If the boo-boo would have hit the fan that day, she was gonna come back with a necklace full of teeth, like Queen Nani. I'm telling you, she is war ready, battle tested. I don't know what our sister has seen. I don't know what she's been through, but I seen the video. The video's on a page. I'm pretty sure you can just Google it. You know, and she built differently, and you know, she got some treats in store for us. You know, she's gonna go above and beyond for the conference. From what I understand, you know, it's a Panther convention going on, and you know, she's gonna do some real bills for us. Bob Imhotep said he finna go ham. Bob Imhotep said, you know what? It's time for people to realize that he's not the number 2 Baba in the building. And I'm like, Baba, I don't know what you're talking about. But Baba say, listen, this is what I'm gonna do. If we talking about prophecy and y'all want to talk about all this fighting and shit like that, we're gonna look at the first insurrection in 1526, the first one. Because you know they always say stuff like, well, Africans didn't get hit at the 1616, right? But we're gonna look at the first insurrection in 1526, and he gonna cover the next 300 years of us getting that little rusty knife and jugging, and poking, and slicing, and dicing. So Baba say he ain't playing no more. Baba say, you know, it's time, you know, for people to recognize his gangster. We got Minister Ali, you know, coming in, and he's gonna be celebrating with us the 25th anniversary of the Million Man March. So I mean, and that's something, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we could say what we want to say about spirituality, but I always say this because I was actually talking to my brother today. I say, listen, we sometimes we throw mud at the nation, but half of the people that's a part of this got their roots in the nation. Most of the African people that got just a little bit of sense don't have some, you know, introduction. They've had some contact with the nation. You know, they know those lessons. They've heard about Yakub. They've attempted to eat to live. You see where I'm going with that? Y'all see where I'm going with that? They got the message to the black man. You see where I'm going with it? You see where I'm going with it? So at the end of the day, you know, if we family, we have to invite the family in, and sometimes we have to celebrate their wins, even if we don't necessarily count them as our own. I don't know why we wouldn't, but you know, family is family. So the nation gonna be in the building representing, and I can't wait. I can't wait. My question I got for the minister is this: who he think next? Who gonna be the next head of the nation? That's what I want to ask. I know I probably won't get a chance to ask it, but I'll be, you know, doing my admin thing. But that's an apropos question that someone needs to ask. Like, you know what I'm saying? The minister, you know what I'm saying? He's getting up there in age. You know, he can't go to war like he used to. You know, and I mean, we need somebody. You know, but my next question, if I had somebody from the nation, my first question would be, who do they think is going to be next? And also, I would ask, do they think there will ever be a return to like that late 80s, early 90s nation? See, that's the nation I know. You know, I know that late 80s and early 90s. And then my third question would be, dude, do y'all notice like every time y'all go deep into Africa, that's when y'all are the strongest? That's if I don't know if y'all noticed that when in the 50s, the 50s and early 60s, when the nation was deep in Africa, you know, that's when the nation was strong. If my memory serves me correctly, you know, Brother Knowledge, you're just a tad bit older than I am. Would you agree in the late 80s and early 90s, the nation was deep in Africa again? And it seemed like that's when they were the strongest, or is that just me? What do you think?
Something happened. And those who are around and those who know, they know what happened. And there's certain reasons why certain moves was made after that happened. So there was a pivot. You know, I'll tell you like this. If you and I have an agreement and you think I reneged, that's it, right?
Right.
And, you know, that's what happened. Now, maybe 20 or 30 years later, after I'm dead, you could come to the table and find a way to pivot back with some other people. But it happened. It happened in the height of a time when a denounce was taking place. A move was made outside the country in Northern Africa. And you couldn't be over here saying this and be a party to me over there in Northern Africa doing that. So there's a move. And that's how it's supposed to work. I mean, you have to do what's best for your organization. So anybody purporting to be a leader in the annals of leadership, there's decisions that are made that you might question in the ranks. But you ain't in that position of leadership.
Correct. Yes, sir.
So maybe you ask that question to that student minister. Maybe you get an answer, maybe you don't. You understand what I'm saying? If he is a student minister in the Nation of Islam, 9 times out of 10, you won't get an answer, even if you get a chance to ask. You might get something, but it ain't going to be an answer you're looking for.
Right.
Because he belongs to an organization that has rules and regulations that he is bound to.
Yes,
he in the military organization, and he has rules and regulations and protocols that he has to adhere to being someplace.
As it should be.
He had to have permission. So these are some of the things, some of the military things that we can take from these organizations, indiscriminate to how we may feel about their spiritual or political ideology. Discipline. I don't see no conscious community fast days. I don't see nothing. And you tell me that a man or a woman that can fast in July and August don't got no discipline. And I've been to some spaces and places just like y'all and seen some folk who couldn't fast for a fucking hour, let alone 18 hours out of a day for a spook god that people be talking about. So certain things you got to understand in regards to organizational politics, and this is why we don't have leaders. We got to have a nation in order to have leaders. And this is why we see organizations using the term nation. Because if you're nationless, you are peopleless. And if you're peopleless, you are powerless.
Hey, woo! Damn. So I'm glad
so the short answer is yes. When the nation was involved deep in Africa with African roots, they were very, very strong. They were invincible. They were invincible.
Well, hey, hopefully,
that's my father's time. My father's time was from the 60s on up. And in that time, 4 devil heads was not metaphorical or symbolic. They were real.
Hey, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. For 30 minutes, I'm gonna get in front of the people. We're gonna talk about the importance of communiversity, like what it means to have a communiversity. Why do we have a communiversity? What is the long term? What is the short term and long term goal of communiversity? I'm gonna make it plain to the people. I'm gonna be real quick. Boom, bang, bing. Hopefully, I can inspire people to do just a little bit more study, a little bit more digging, because they're worth it. Hopefully, they can find themselves on their journey. Hopefully they can find home on their journey. Because to find themselves is to get back on our way, and that's ultimately what we need. We need everybody moving toward our way. And then we're gonna end the night with that thorough black talk. We got Sister Keisha, Brother Tad, and Brother Ashe coming in, and they're gonna talk about those national and geopolitics that we got going on, and some of the things that we need. They're gonna be providing us with different, tools, different gems, different just ideas that we can build upon. And that's gonna be our Saturday, brother. That's gonna be our Saturday. So hopefully, we leave something for Sunday. But I think, you know what I'm saying, Sunday is going to be, you know, another killer. It's going to be another one that we're going to lay out, make plain, and we got Baba Mean starting us off on Sunday, and Baba Mean is going to talk about, you know what I'm saying, the beauty of the Panthers and those grits, and how those grits became, you know, public enemy number one, because, you know, Diego Hoover understood at the end of the day, you know, if you're taking care of the bellies, you know what I'm saying, them behinds will follow. So, and I think that somebody who is so immersed in family and understands, you know, that the necessity for taking a fragmented people and making them a whole people like Baba Amin, you know, it seems like that's his life work. That's what he's going to be on. We have Brother Time Tope. He's going to talk about the Nigerian independence or dependence, depending upon how you look at it, because it's Nigerian Independence Month. So, and we pray that the brother stays safe and he's able to, you know, deliver something, you know, in the wake of everything that's going on in Nigeria now. Sister Tria is going to lead, and I guess I'll be back, you know, working with her, but she's going to lead a lecture called, the name of the lecture is not Safe Haven. Basically, that's what it's about. She's going to build on, you know, how African people mistakenly think that, you know, we can find places that we can tuck and hide in, all those different nooks and crannies, and, you know, we won't be obliterated by, you know, global white terror domination. But extirpation is the name of the game, and extermination is what they came to do. So we're gonna build on that. We're gonna look closely at Baba Baruti and some of the things that he teach. We're gonna look closely at Aikwe Armand. We're gonna look closely at Dr. Chancellor Williams. We're gonna look closely at Dr. Clark, and we're gonna basically, you know, amalgam, you know, create an amalgam with those different ideologies, so that people can understand that, listen, what we're talking about has already been taught, and if the teacher was right and exact, there's no need to go away from the teacher. Now, what we have to do is we have to put these things into motion, because the teachers have done it. You know, they've done the work. So, you know, we're gonna build on that, man, and I think it's gonna be a beautiful build. After that, we got Mama Ya, Statuan Nzinga coming, and she's going to talk about basically the betrayal of, you know, the revolutionary woman, and how, you know, the revolutionary woman has been, you know, hung out to dry more often than not. You know, they say the black woman is God, but when she needs us most, you know, again, we play, you know, your male's ball. So she gonna call us out on that one. We have Brother Tashango is doing the build on that. And I believe it's Nat Turner, the Devil Burger. So yeah, be because he coming, man, to do some damage. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be bold. It's gonna be black-tastic. We have the reunion tour of Making It Plain, Sons of Malcolm, with Dr. Mario Rebel and Dr. Samori Kamara. And I don't know if people used to, you know, tune in to Make It Plain back in the day, but they had some brilliant shows, man, that you ever could imagine on YouTube. Like, they were so ahead of the game. Like, some of the shows you have done now, they were doing that stuff back, you know, 10, 15 years ago, or Making It Plain. So I'm excited for the brothers getting back together. And it's gonna be one of those things. Say revolutionary love or freedom, if you will. So we got Brother Butter coming in, you know, and he's talking about, you know, what's more important than building the black community. At the end of the day, we talk about everything else, but what's more important than that? You know, community starts in the home. So, you know, we're gonna put on that. We got Sister Nicola coming in, talking about African education being self-defense. That's the first form of self-defense. Then we got that brother Knowledge Born and you know, and I'm gonna let him tell y'all, you know, and what he gonna be building on. Brother Knowledge Born.
I'll be talking about the vision of Nat Turner as expressed through bloodshed. The Nat Turner mentality that we need to reacquaint ourselves, that we need to insurrect in ourselves. And we do it through our Nat Turner revolutionary reviver. And in that place, I'm going to speak about the psychological detriment of humanizing your enemy. No nation has ever been victorious in battle if their fighting force saw their opposing forces as people. So, as Baba Imhotep clearly charts a course through these insurrections and reminds us of that insurrection blood that pumps and courses through our veins that we try to settle, that we quickly call to surface to destroy one who looks just like us. And if it's warranted, hey, it is what it is. We should be quicker. We should be quicker. We should be quicker to bring about that insurrection spirit in the defense of our families and the destruction of all of our enemies. And we should never look to them, since we are in war, as people. Ever. In the moment you look towards your enemy as yourself, their offspring as your offspring, the mistake you will make will be a costly one called your life. And I'm not telling you no shit from no goddamn book. I'm telling you from the streets to the battlefield around the planet, from Iraq, from Afghanistan, and some other places I just can't mention. The bounty that I received there via my ancestral insight. In my mind, I had no place, I had no business being in any of those places, but my ancestors sent me to those places so I would know what true reparations look like up close. What it smell like, what it tastes like. So when you look at the sub-Saharan slave trade and the transatlantic slave trade, how you brought into the mix of your enemies responsible for the current condition, transgenerational you find your people in. And you have an opportunity to see that existence expire and they go wherever the fuck they go when they leave this thing. That is a beautiful thing. And there's no way in hell you expect to contend with a thing who sees you as a thing, trying to humanize them. You will not eradicate them. You will be eradicated by them. So we're going to deal with that shift in psychology back to our ancestral space where we will see the Nat Turners amongst us, the Mary Turners amongst us, the Will the Executioners amongst us. We will bring them back to the surface. We will bring the Maroons back to surface. We will bring the Zulus back to surface. We will bring that. We will have a turn with the Turners. And in turn, we will orient our psychology back towards African sovereignty, securing the sanctity of the African family, readopting an African value system that is built on and unified and forged in the blood of our enemies. Simple. I don't care about ideology. The proof of what you say you believe in will be forged and unified, moving forward with the blood of our enemies. That's how I believe you. If Yah is the Most High, Yah said he's a man of war.
That's right.
Yah said he's a man of war. Yah looked at David in the Bible and said, David is a man after my own heart. If Allah is your God, Allah said, fight in the name of your Lord. Kill them that killed you. Drive them out of the places in which they drove you out. So if you're in a space with a non-believer or an infidel and y'all share in the same space, you are not fighting fi sabilillah for the pleasure of your Lord. Your Lord requires blood. If you are in an African-centered tradition, what is a greater sacrifice to your ancestors? What is a greater ebo than the head of your enemy? So amongst us, the unity factor that we're talking about, we need to just come together and blah, blah, blah. We need to come together with the shedding of the blood of our enemy. That's a unifying principle that can be taught to our children, our grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. If you have not prepared your children for that, you have failed them. And if it ain't in it for you to do, send them to somebody that'll teach you. Send them to somebody that'll teach you. You can give them everything else, but if we not give them or cultivate that spirit that is in them through our lineage that requires blood sacrifice, we might as well kill them ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my psychology. And this is where I'll be. I think it's 3 p.m. Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That holy hour, that the hour of understanding, going into the culture hour. So we're going to get some understanding understood.
We need some understanding understood. That's right. That's right. Well, brother, I'm glad I ain't got to come behind you. So we're going to go back to basics. We're going to go back to basics, after we get some understanding understood with Sister Nayaba. But, I know she's going to keep it pumping. She's going to keep it flowing. I think she has about 4 or 5 guests coming in. Like I said, picking the plane, brother. I'm excited about it. It's going to be something different. And then we're going to bring the best of the answers in. Sister Wright. Excuse me, Miss Wright. And Miss Wright, she going to do her thing, evoking the spirit, let you know that, listen, though we may be coming to the conclusion of the conference, this revival is to stir you to move forward, to do, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's just causing the smallest ripple toward us or for us moving forward, that solid liberation. And then she's going to turn it over to Baba Baruti, who's going to bring us home with that common sense security. And if you have not been in the Ecobin house, to pick up common sense security, go. And when you get that, you only get common sense security. Make sure you pick up centered. Make sure you pick up clarity. Make sure you pick up sesh. Make sure you pick up all other books. Ewok. You got to get Ewok. If got Ewok Warriors character, then I don't even know what you're doing. And when you get Ewok, you better get your root units too. Get your reason. So get into side. The man has a library that he's prepared for. The honored Jigna has a library that he's prepared for us. And there should never be a question about, his position as a premier scholar of the 21st century. And he's going to close us out, but he's closing us out with information that's practical and that we can use every single day. So that's going to be the prophecy of the prophet of revolutionary revival. We ain't doing a lot of singing this time. We ain't doing a lot of we won't have that, not this on this one. So we coming to get a little dirty. Like Brother Knowledge One has always said, we in the trenches. We working in the trenches on this, because that's where we at. We at the bottom of the barrel, and we got to do something to get us out of this mess. So African people, it's 100% free. It's 100% donation based. All of the proceeds are going to go to the performers, to the teachers who come to build, and there should be no reason, there's no excuse. All you have to do is head over to www.dtc1.org. Click menu. If it's Saturday, click Saturday. Whatever time it is, you find a speaker that's speaking at that time that you want to see. You go in. You go in and out at your leisure. On Sunday, you go to www.dtc1.org, find menu, click menu, and hit Sunday. Find the lecture you want to be, the presentation, that you want to go into, the class you want to go in there, and have your pencil and your paper so you can take your notes, so you can grow your house, you can grow your home, because we have to get out of the situation we're in. Our future is not guaranteed. There's nothing that says we're going to exist in the perpetuity if we don't secure it. So hopefully, you can get some tools, and tools that you can use for the betterment of all of us. We are one people. That's where we at with it, brother. I'm ready. I'm gonna get up in the morning and I'm gonna run me 5 miles, and I'm gonna be ready to get it done.
So for the people that donate, will they get a link? What will they get in order to access? How would that go?
To give the donation?
Yes. After they give the donation.
Okay.
What happens next?
So if you're able to give a donation, it's the donation button is on. Donate button is on the www.dtc1.org homepage, and the proceeds will go to, like I said, first and foremost, we're going to give everything out to the African Centered homeschools that are involved. We have Eckerman Institute, We have Mali Institute. We have Uhuru Academy. We have African Centered Homeschool. And I can never say Q Butters schools name, but those. Say again.
Ziax Institute.
Say it one more time for me.
Ziax Institute. So those will be the first beneficiaries, of all funds donated, because hey, there's nothing more important than our babies' brains. So we trying to feed African minds. So that's how we're gonna do it. And this gonna be different. It's gonna be different. Become specifically after people donate, do they get a link, or how do they get access after they donate?
Access to the conference?
Yeah.
Oh, they're separate. So the donation is on the homepage. The conference, once you hit menu, you just go into Saturday if it's Saturday, and everything is available. And on Sunday,
password, will they get whatever? What will they do?
No password. It's all they got to do is click the day, go into the classroom. Click the day, go into the classroom. No password, no registration, no nothing. We made it simple as pie. All you got to do is go to the website, www.dtc1.org, hit menu. You'll see Saturday drop down to the Saturday. You go into Saturday. In fact, after Saturday is over, we're going to remove Saturday. So the only thing will be available on Sunday is Sunday to cut down confusion. In fact, the only thing will be on the menu. Matter of fact, I'm going to change that as soon as I get off the computer. The only thing that will be available for you to click tomorrow on menu is Saturday. So click Saturday, go into the class you want to go into. So, we want to make it accessible to, if you got a 3-year-old at home, that African baby can go into the classroom. If you know what I'm saying, you got a grandmother or a grandfather at home that's 93 years old, it's 2 clicks. Click the site, it's 3 clicks. Click the site, click menu, click the date. And you have 100% access to all of this African information, that is for you. That is for you.
And I will say this last thing real quick before we wrap. If you find benefit in what you hear from a particular speaker, find out how to give to them directly. This is open. This is donation based. So if you want to, you hear something from a speaker, you want to follow up with them, whatever. Maximize this opportunity to link in the network and to support these speakers who are putting it down. Find a way to support. You would be surprised. Anything helps. In this work. You understand what I'm saying? A little bit is better than none of it. I can tell you that. So don't think that any gesture that you give in regards to support is not grand and not truly appreciated. I could say from being with these brothers and sisters, some of the most sincere Africans and the most humble, I could say, for the most part, in regards to every single thing that they receive, is warm, it's heartfelt. These is warriors that I'm talking about, because the warriors are not popular. They're not code switching, they're not compromising, they're not selling out. And because of that, in regards to economics, we feel it. You understand? So just, take a moment and orient your mind and your heart and your spirit. If you hear something of value, something in practicality that you can use, that'll elevate your life, then, make sure you support that particular speaker so they can continue on their journey to do the heavy lifting. Look at Sister Keisha on the joint right now. You know what I'm saying? Sister Keisha on the joint right now. And for tomorrow. Yeah. So closing remarks for you, Baba Aleous, before we get up out of here.
African family, be in the building tomorrow. Be in the building. Get immersed. Get washed in the blood, of the prophets. Be washed, in the prophecy of the prophets. It's going to be a beautiful experience. I think that we yet again we've done something amazing. We're going to be broadcasting from North America, Europe, Africa, and Asia once again. So this is not some little play thing. We some serious Africans doing some serious work, but we're doing it for you. And I always know, if you can hear my voice, you can hear Brother Knowledge Born voice. Guess what? The African proverb says this: when the students are ready, the teacher will appear. So be ready. So come on in. Get this African cooking. It's going to be nourishing for the mind, the body, and the soul. I guarantee it. So Africans, I sincerely love each and every one of you. And a BB Tume, a BB for Hodier. And be like Nat Turner and grab the heaters with no delay.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them that in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? No more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get back to the gritty.
Best developed by recognizing the common enemy.